This right here is probably the smartest and most advanced collar that I think I've ever used.
This is the SATELLAI Smart Collar, and here's everything in the box, starting with the quick start guide, magnetic charging cable, 2 sets of static contact points with the tester, an indoor beacon, the SATELLAI collar unit, strap, and its protective cover.
Some of the really cool features with this, not only is it going to use the GPS to really locate where the animal is, but then it has a dual band LTE connection in here, which is why you need to pay for that connectivity service, and that will update everything. Some users do report that if you don't pay for that service, you may be able to get some information, but it's not going to be live or anything like that. So having that service that you pay for will get you the live tracking, health updates, things like that. You have unlimited virtual fences, you have the LTE and the GPS location and data connection all there to get that all right to you on the app. But then some other really cool features about this are you could set it for vibration mode, or you can set it for the shock mode, depending if they're going close to the beacon or close to one of those virtual boundaries. Or you can do a vibrate, or even sound like a whistle, or saying like go home, things like that. So you have those settings, but then you have other things like health activity tracking, so you can see how much has your pet, your dog, been relaxing and sitting or moving around, and you can go back, you can look at the footprints where they have tracked. So if you have a big property that they like to roam, maybe they have a favorite place that you're looking to find out where they have been. So things like that is really helpful with something like this tracker here.
While they also have an AI chat feature that you can ask anything about your pet based on your pet's data, as well as general health and care recommendations. While this feature is nice to have, I'm not sure how much I would truly use it on a day-to-day basis. But as my pet builds more data, I think it could become a useful tool.
The great thing about this is you're not limited to any type of amount of fences. So really you can connect or build these virtual fences pretty much anywhere. So if you have a really large property, or you're taking the pet to perhaps a different property with you and you want to be able to track, or if you're going camping, something like that they may get out, then you can set up those boundaries there as well.
Another nice thing about the custom fence options, you can set up your initial safe zone, but then add no-go zones within that safe zone to keep your pet out of certain areas such as the garden or a construction zone.
Now this is weatherproof. It lasts up to 5 days and it's rechargeable. But the best thing about this is if you have a really big property and maybe livestock guardian dogs and want to track where they are on the property, I think it's really great, because not only can you track where they're at, but then you can also set up borders and fences using GPS right in the app. So if they get by that fence or that border, if there are no fences over there, because you know those large guardian dogs, they like to get out, then they will get a notification on there and hopefully stop them in their tracks and return back home. But what I started to think about is, well, if I could use it on the dog, why not use it on animals, maybe like a goat? Now it is 5 days, but if you have a large pasture and want to really see, hey, where are they at and kind of what are they doing, make sure that they're not maybe somewhere they're not supposed to be going. While I don't know if that's going to physically stop them like it would stop a dog, the biggest thing is just being able to track where they are. Now, if you have a smaller property, this is probably not something that would make sense for you unless you have a dog that likes to get out and escape. That way you can track it, as well as put those boundaries on there. Maybe you don't have a fence. That would be very helpful. But for someone that has a lot of property and needs to track either their dog, get notifications where they're at, or be able to control where they're allowed to go, then something like this is really great. Now, there is a monthly fee involved with this, but if you're looking for that type of advanced tracking, notifications, and correction, then a collar like this may be good. Now, this is really for bigger dogs, this one here at least, because yeah, it is a little bit bulky. So keep that in mind. They do offer a few different colors that you can get, and taking this on and off is pretty easy. It's not your traditional just press the button. It slides up and down, and then of course you can set this right here and cut it based on the animal that you're using it on to make sure it's the right size. There are some Velcro pieces here so you can get to the electronics inside. I'm going to show you the app right here, and in the app you can see how I set up the different boundary area for the property, as well as set up and turned on the beacon. Now, while it may be a little bit harder to watch the dog or watch the goats where they're actually roaming while shooting the video, what I will do is show you exactly how it works when I get close to the beacon, as well as if I set up a really small boundary, how it will respond if I approach that boundary and what the animal will experience. So let's give that a shot and see how that works. So now you got to experience what the beacon does, as well as those boundaries, how they work and how they can correct and control your animal from either escaping or just going in areas they should not go. Like I said before, it's primarily meant for dogs, but I don't see why not putting it on a goat just to track kind of where it's roaming in the pasture. I think that's a great solution for this. The biggest thing about this is if your dog is kind of hard to catch, or one of the animals is a little bit hard to catch, you do have to charge this every 5 days, and it only takes a little while to charge it back up, a few hours, but just something to keep in mind. Great for tracking and controlling where the animals want to go. So really tons of features. Now, of course, again, this is really made for a dog, and you could set it with all the different settings for the vibration or sound or the shock modes for different levels, control it that way. But really, for all the features that are included within this collar, it's really something amazing. And if you're looking to up the game and essentially track where your dog is roaming on your property and have all these additional settings and features, then something like this may be something that you want to check out as well.